Yee-jae is reborn a hitman. Can he find the 10 billion won treasure? Let's find out in Season 1, Episode 3 of Death's Game. How's it? I'm Evie and welcome to After the Episode. On this channel, you'll explore unforgettable Korean dramas and anime. The epic action, wild twists, and moving moments. Let's tuck in. The bounty on Yee-jae is 2 billion won, and every lowlife and gangster that Joo-hun's boss has on the payroll is on his trail. An adrenaline-pumping, high-speed chase ensues, and Yee-jae is having the time of his life evading them on his motorcycle.
I'm the king of the world!
He weaves through traffic and hurtles through red lights, causing his pursuers to crash behind him. Yet even more thugs materialize, forcing him to divert the chase into the middle of a crowded mall.
It seems particularly reckless.
As a dozen black SUVs and motorcycles encircle Yee-jae, an empty elevator opens a few meters away. Not skipping a beat, he rides into it, heading for the roof. The thugs soon catch up with him, however.
Not a great plan.
Come here, Joo-hun's boss commands, pointing his pistol at the traitor. Well, there are worse ways to go, so Yee-jae obliges. At full throttle, he charges towards Joo-hun's boss before swiftly changing directions and driving off the rooftop. Yee-jae plunges into the pool of the adjacent building and whoops in relief at his survival. He gives a parting nod to Joo-hun's boss, who can't believe the luck on this guy. Yee-jae agrees. With luck like this, his plans will surely succeed. Indeed, he manages to shake the goons hunting him and meets up with Eun-jae, the frightened woman that Joo-hun risked everything to rescue. At the lonely lighthouse, she tearfully embraces her hero. She's terrified of being without him. Yee-jae senses that Joo-hun must have deeply loved this woman, so when Eun-jae gently inquires about the location of the 10 billion won, he tells her, pointing at a boat in the distance. Smiling, Yee-jae turns around to face her, but before he can say another word, Eun-jae aims a gun at his head and pulls the trigger twice. Yee-jae wakes up at Chugum's feet like,
Are you kidding me?
Meanwhile, Chugum, the Grim Reaper, the scariest being in the universe, positively heaves with laughter. Gales of giggles echo loudly in her dark domain, and I have to admit that the aggrieved expression on Yee-jae's face is sending me too.
You must be so embarrassed!
I don't think Chunggup has ever had a belly laugh like this, and I kind of love that for her. At any rate, Yee-jae tries to figure out Eun-jae's motives. Did she have a secret grudge? Did Joo-hun hurt her family? Was this vengeance? No, the answer is far simpler. Money. Yee-jae was willing to risk Joo-hun's life for money. Likewise, Eun-jae was willing to end it. Yee-jae made exactly the same error in trusting Eun-jae as Joo-hun did and suffered the consequences. Chugum expected no less.
You really are God's perfect idiot, aren't you?
Yee-jae is irritated at the scornful remark, but he won't let his anger show because he's got a trick up his sleeve. Only he knows where the money is, and he has every intention of escaping Chugum's nightmare prison with it. Yee-jae smirks at the thought, and Chugum chillingly replies, "We'll see how long that smile lasts," as she sends him off for round number 5. Yee-jae awakens in solitary confinement. That's right, Chugum has imprisoned him in this realm as well.
Oh my god!
Hearing shouts, the guard opens the door to a hopeful-looking Yee-jae. The guard hasn't come to set him free though, only to return him to his cell. As they walk through the prison yard, the other inmates follow Yee-jae's movements with menacing eyes. This is a dangerous place, and his cellmates must be equally vicious. Yee-jae enters his quarters to find that his cellmates seem scared of him. Prisoner 3404 is amiable towards him and shows Yee-jae to his assigned sleeping space. As it turns out, both prisoner 3404 and himself will be released in 4 days, so it's important that they steer clear of cellmate 4402. As the psycho walks into the cell, they all avert their gaze. Yee-jae recognizes the prisoner. It's Jin-sung, the high school bully who took his life in round 3. Without hesitation, Yee-jae begins to punch and kick Jin-sung to the horror of his cellmates. They restrain Yee-jae because they know that the maniac would destroy him. This makes no sense. Ginseng is a coward, so why are they all so afraid of him? Just then, the memory crystal appears. His host body is Tae-sung, an aspiring MMA fighter who had to give up his dream because of his family's financial situation. Tae-sung's mother is in trouble with loan sharks, so when an unexpected opportunity to earn money arises, he goes to find out more. In a junkyard, Tae-sung meets Mr. Kim, a bespectacled lawyer. His client, who's lounging in a darkened car, was involved in a hit and run. If Tae-sung takes the blame, he'll receive a payout of 200 million won and will serve no prison time because he's a minor. Tae-sung agrees to the deal and goes to the police station to turn himself in. The officer on duty, who had been fast asleep in a cell, groggily asks Tae-sung who he's trying to collect money from.
Okay.
Tae-sung confesses to the officer that he stole a car and accidentally ran over a pedestrian. During the trial proceedings, the pedestrian, a young woman, passes away, resulting in the charges increasing to manslaughter. Tae-sung is hauled out of the courtroom, screaming expletives at Mr. Kim for having to serve a 2-year prison sentence. When Tae-sung next meets Mr. Kim, he has a new deal. Either hand over 2 billion or he'll talk to the police the moment he's released. Mr. Kim offers a third scenario. A mortal mishap could befall him. But Tae-sung is unfazed by the threat. One thing he's learned in prison is how to be a survivor. Sometime later, when Jin-sung first arrives, Tae-sung speculates that a scrawny kid like him must have been arrested for being a weirdo freak. In an introduction to Chill the Spine, Jin-sung asserts that he's a psychopath who's always had the impulse to injure living creatures. He lets out a deranged shout and urges his cellmates to not provoke him, unless they want to be his next victim. In the present day, Yee-jae explodes in laughter at Jin-sung's Oscar-worthy acting. He orders one cellmate to keep a lookout for the guard while threatening the rest with a beating if they interfere with what happens next. Yee-jae begins to slap Jin-sung repeatedly for his deception.
Oh!
Pink-cheeked and crying, Jin-sung apologizes for picking a fight with him, but that's not the apology Yee-jae is after. He wants one for Yeok-soo. In front of all his cellmates, Yee-jae divulges the extent of Jin-sung's cowardice. He was a high school bully who got whooped by a puny kid, then bullied by his other classmates. When he went whining about it to his victim, he was ignored, so snuck up behind the poor boy and hit him with a brick. Yee-jae is disgusted by how Jin-sung weaponized Yeok-soo's demise to frighten others. With the truth out in the open, his cellmates show no mercy. Jin-sung is back to being a loser that no one respects. The punishment continues out in the yard as his cellmates slap Jin-sung around for looking down on them. Only prisoner 3404 has pity on him and tries to hold back the others from hurting Jin-sung too badly. Jin-sung is not the only one in peril from other prisoners. Yee-jae is working in the woodshop when another inmate aims the blade of a saw in his direction. The blade whizzes through the air, narrowly misses Yee-jae, then ricochets off the wall where it becomes embedded in the inmate's shoulder.
That's gotta hurt!
Unaware that this was an attempt on his life, Yee-jae tries to staunch the bleeding. 3 guards take the inmate away for medical assistance, and Yee-jae is left to worry about the man's well-being. He ought to worry about himself. The remaining inmates have armed themselves to the teeth, ready to attack, all at the behest of the lawyer, Mr. Kim, and his mysterious client. Prisoner 3404 runs away and a fight breaks out. It's 7 against 1, but they're no match for Yee-jae, who whoops them all unconscious. By the time 3404 returns, crowbar in hand, the attackers are groaning in pain on the ground. Back in the yard, Yee-jae and 3404 discuss the impending release. Will society give them a second chance? 3404 is filled with regret over ending up in prison, and Yee-jae knows the feeling. He ruined his life and won't get a second chance in the afterlife. Yee-jae is going to the bad place and there's nothing he can do to stop it.
Are you sure about that?
Chugum did say he could avoid the bad place by understanding what he did wrong, being a good person, and saving his host body. That last one is proving rather difficult since he keeps making enemies. Case in point, while everyone is asleep, Jin-sung is hard at work fashioning a weapon out of a toothbrush. Fortunately, Yee-jae catches him in the act because he had an inkling that Jin-sung would be a sore loser once again.
You suck!
What should he do with this scumbag? If he physically harms Jin-sung, then he won't be released from prison and be reunited with his billions.
Must have the precious.
Yee-jae decides to psychologically harm him instead by pretending to commune with Yeok-soo's ghost, who tells him the story of pouring noodles on Jin-sung's head. Completely devoid of remorse for his actions, Jin-sung receives yet another slap from Yee-jae, along with a curse. Yeok-soo will haunt him till the end of his days. With serendipitous timing, a towel falls on top of Jin-sung's head, causing him to wet himself in fear. It's the day of Yee-jae's release, and he has a parting gift for Jin-sung, courtesy of Yeok-soo, a carton of strawberry milk. As Jin-sung cowers in terror at the memory of bullying Yeok-soo over the milk, Yee-jae leaves with the knowledge that Jin-sung has to live with regret for ruining his own life, a punishment that Yee-jae has come to know all too well. He steps out of the prison a free man and watches 3404 enthusiastically greet a smartly dressed man in glasses. Unexpectedly, Mr. Kim, the shady lawyer, is waiting for Yee-jae and beckons him to the car. Before he can open the briefcase of blood money, however, Yee-jae rejects it. He wants to live an honest life from here on out and promises to take the secret to the grave, much to Mr. Kim's bewilderment.
That's weird.
In reality, Yee-jae has way more money than that and sets out to retrieve his treasure at last.
We're rich.
Now that he has it, what should he do? He can't exactly buy himself a fancy house and car straight out of juvenile detention, nor can he deposit the cash in a bank. Even with all this wealth, he still has to struggle. Yee-jae decides to sleep on it, hoping the answer will come to him. He dreams of his mother sitting at his bedside, then wakes up to a call from Tae-sung's mother. She apologizes for what he went through on her behalf and begs him to come home. Overwhelmed by grief and guilt, Yee-jae agrees to see her. First, he stops by Yongsan subway station to store one bag of cash in a locker and keeping the other to give Tae-sung's mother. The contents of the locker will be emptied out in 4 days, which shouldn't be a problem because he intends to return immediately after visiting Tae-sung's mother. When Yee-jae arrives in Tae-sung's old neighborhood, he receives a call from his mother and lets her know that he's close by. Suddenly, a voice shouts Tae-sung's name and Yee-jae turns around to face the stranger. Before he can say another word, he's been stabbed twice in the gut. Yee-jae has no clue who this crazy old man is, which further enrages him. He's waited 2 long years for this moment, and Tae-sung doesn't even have the decency to recognize him? He's the father of the woman that Tae-sung ran over. The grief-stricken father is about to stab him again when Yee-jae tells him the truth. Someone else took his daughter's life. The old man pauses, looking quizzically at him, and then runs for it because he hears someone sprinting towards them. It's prisoner 3404. He's relieved to find Tae-sung still alive. After all, he wants the pleasure of ending Tae-sung himself. He's gotten better at covering his tracks and he's going to collect the 100 million won bounty that the mystery client put on Tae-sung. Panicking, Yee-jae offers to pay the bounty himself, but 3404 doesn't believe that he's got that kind of money. Yee-jae is stabbed 4 more times, then his attacker runs away, leaving the bag of millions untouched. The last sound Yee-jae hears is as Tae-sung's mother calls her son. Yee-jae awakens in Chugum's domain, still weeping for his mother. Sitting across Chugum, Yee-jae kicks himself for not factoring in the girl's family and how they would obviously come after him. Chugum expects no less from a selfish brat who never considers the pain of others.
Ouch.
If that father sought vengeance from Tae-sung, who should Yee-jae's mother seek vengeance from?
I've had a profound thought, if anyone would care to listen.
Chugum's wise words fall on deaf ears because Yee-jae wishes to move on to the next life and retrieve his treasure.
Must have the precious.
Aren't you in a hurry? Chugum says mildly. Okay, off you pop. Yee-jae awakens in a cafe, back on mission.
The game is afoot.
There's a tiny wrinkle in tactical implementation though. His new host body is a baby. What on earth will Yee-jae do now, and will he ever get his money? We'll see in my next recap video on episode 4, so check it out. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.